He brought a Swedish cool to English football. But behind that studious surface, Sven Ericsson's reign was anything but dull. He made his managerial name first with Gothenburg and then with the Italian side Lazio. But when England appointed him as Kevin Keegan's replacement in 2000, it sparked a storm of controversy. England had never had a foreign coach before, but if the traditionalists were upset, Erickson was unflappable.
If it's the most difficult job, I'm very happy, and then it will be my biggest challenge so far in my life.
And he soon silenced his critics on a famous night in Munich.
This is getting better and better and better.
A 5-1 thrashing of Germany, and suddenly Erickson seemed England's saviour. They qualified for the 2002 World Cup in dramatic fashion. The feel-good factor was back, and Erickson was the architect. But qualification was followed by frustration. England were beaten in the quarter-finals by Brazil, and his passive management style was under scrutiny. Come the 2004 Euros, it was the same story.
Oh, he's put it miles over the bar.
As England again went out in the quarter-finals, the questions began to mount. By now, Ericsson's private life was attracting headlines. His relationships with the Italian lawyer Nancy Dell'Olio, with the TV star Ulrika Johnson, and with Ferrier Alarm, an FA employee, which prompted turmoil at the organisation. And after he told an undercover reporter he'd consider quitting after the 2006 World Cup, the FA announced he'd leave following the tournament. England went into it with high hopes, their team dubbed the Golden Generation. But yet again, they crashed out in the quarter-finals, yet again on penalties. Erickson later said it was the biggest disappointment of his career.
I don't think England was ready to win the World Cup 2002. 2006, yes, England should have done better. And if you take all the defeats I had in my life, that was the hardest one.
After leaving the England job, Erickson spent a year at Manchester City, followed by a string of other clubs. He was never short of offers. And after being diagnosed with cancer, the affection for him was plain to see. In March, the lifelong Liverpool fan managed a Legends team at Anfield. One of his assistants that day remembers how poignant it was.
What you see is what you get. A very successful manager. He got really emotional. You know, at the end of the game, you could see, you know, when we done the lap of honour, I was lucky enough to be by him. And again, he kept on saying, this is so special.
It was the fondest of farewells to a gracious man and to one of England's most groundbreaking managers.
Sven,